Hello, everybody. Unfortunately, this was my entire host shift, and I have to say goodbye to everybody. Love you guys. You guys are the best. But I do have a replacement coming real soon, and they're super chill. They're super chill. Uh, you will love them. For those of you uh, who will be sticking around, which is hopefully everybody. Hopefully everybody is going to be sticking around. It's going to be Cubs Rule 21 up next. Um, yeah, I don't have any more host shifts, unfortunately, but I do have a run, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, on Sunday. So if you like my energy, check that out.
チャンネルをご覧の皆様、おはようございます。音声大丈夫でしょうか？
But yeah, they're here and you are in great hands, trust me. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Lemmy.
はい。ここからは美少女さんに代わりまして、私、シレイユが司会進行を務めさせていただきます。よろしくお願いいたします。
My only complaint is it's fall, it's cold, it's 40 degrees here. I don't like this. Can we go back to being warmer?
続いてのタイトルですが、レゴスター・ウォーズ・コンプリート・サーガフリープレイカテゴリの RTA でございます。EST 予定時間の方は45分となっております。こちら解説の方いらしておりませんので、有識者の方もしいらっしゃるのであれば、チャットで盛り上げていただけると非常に嬉しいです。
Incentive up there for Little Gator game. That's a great run. I've seen that a few times. That game, that's a great run. But we do have an incentive coming up here shortly. In a couple hours from now, Titanfall 2. May have heard of that game. Tiny little indie game, Titanfall 2. Lord Fluffy, if we hit the incentive, Lord Fluffy will be voice acting a cutscene to the final boss. I don't know about you. I want to see that.
こちらのゲーム、
So please,
2007年に北米の方で Xbox 360、PS3、Wii、Nintendo DS 向けに発売されたタイトルでございます。国内でも PS3 版と Wii 版のみ2008年に発売されているとのことで。フリープレイカテゴリーとのことなんですけれども、奏者さんは自己ベストを確認したところ37分53秒で世界2位の記録を持ってらっしゃいます。スピードラン.com 上で世界2位の記録を持ってらっしゃいます。画面来ましたかね。
All right, so I guess we're ready to go, yeah? So, hi. This is my favorite speed game, favorite speed category ever, pretty much. And I actually haven't done a marathon run of it for almost 2 years, so I'm really excited. And I have two absolute titans with me in the commentary booth who I have never had commentate with me at the same time before. So, first off, I got Shemcat. Please say hello.
Yo, what's up? I'm Shem. I'm one of the silly little guys who speedruns the silly little game.
I've also got Zelda Cubed.
Yeah, hi. I've played this game before.
You have, in fact. As I expected, they're both kind of modest. Shem has been a good rival of mine over the years, and Zelda Cubed kind of came in to take the any percent record. Then he had fun learning this category and currently holds it with a commanding time of 36:52. But he also found the route that we're going to be using today. I've historically always done marathon runs of this in chronological order, starting from
チャット欄にもあ
episode
ります
1
通り、飛び入りでの
and
解
going
説も募
forward.
集中
But we
で
kind
ご
of
ざい
have
ま
a
す。
definitively fast route now, and this is the first time in a marathon that will be shown off. Even earlier in the year, Shemcat did a run at ESA. He didn't have this route yet, so let's get it started. Things are going to happen kind of quickly here.
これはキャラクターを選んでるんです
We
かね。
won't go in depth about what happens, but just know that silly things are about to happen. So I'll count down from about 3, I guess. I can try and time it that way. I started from a new game file and just did a little bit of pre-run setup, which is allowed for free play. So let's see just why I did that. And the run will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so the
始
first
まり
thing
ま
you,
したね。グ
yeah,
ッ
the
ド
first
ラ
thing
ッ
you'll
ク
be
で
seeing,
す。
you can just
Right.
click through the archway there. They don't have collision, and then you can just fly because the game
はい、グ
never
ッドラック
checks to
で
see.
す。
Or the game always thinks you can do a double jump after using your another double jump after using your blaster shot, and then the rooms just loaded in. In like so that was the final room trigger.
Yeah,
Right there.
bam,
And
I did it.
Yeah. And it's
Was
just
that,
loaded in the first room.
Too quick for you?
A little bit, yeah. I was kind of hoping you'd fail there. The strats a little bit.
Yeah, they got it like first try. That's not easy at all.
It's kind of ridiculous because the detonators that you throw with a bounty hunter, they land at a random angle. So I was not expecting to do that, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to
早
do
速
that
悪いことを
50
してい
times
る。
to start off this run. And now you are seeing me use Yoda. So Yoda is not actually guaranteed to be in your
空中渡り。
party, but I set up my file to manipulate it so that he is. And Zcube, this is going to be a good time to talk about the route if I can actually get up off the ground here.
Yeah, sure. So basically, in the past, people would start a run either having all characters unlocked or a certain amount of characters unlocked.
壁登っていき、壁、
As you
壁
clear
っていうか
levels in the game, you
車かな
unlock more
登っていっ
characters.
てますかね。
Though through the debug menu, you can actually unlock
Sorry,
all
Java.
levels without unlocking any characters. So that creates this route idea where when you're on the free play screen, you usually only get the option to select one character and the rest are random. And that's a shame because there are 2 characters that are very useful for this run. So the idea behind the manipulation is to set up your file such that you
コー
don't
スを極め
have
ている
enough
動き。
characters unlocked. So when you pick one character, you always get the other. In this case, Laser Trap's picking custom character, and they're guaranteed to get Yoda in their party on the first level, and it's very likely to get Yoda in their party on the next
コ
few
ースがあ
levels.
れば
And
何
the
でも
reason
でき
this
る。
is why we start with episode 4, because in levels that are fast with Yoda, episode 4 has the levels that save the most time if you have custom character in your party as well.
So you can see that Yoda really does just go zoom, to put it lightly. And the custom character that we create can jump infinitely. And the infinite jump is actually the easiest trick you can do in this game. It's not hard to do, but some of the skips that I'll be doing with it won't be easy. We'll talk about that later. And I got Yoda in this 3rd level as well. It's pretty likely. Again, that's the reason why we do this episode so early, because it makes it much more likely to get Yoda where we would want him and might not usually get him in previous routes. That's a frame perfect clip through the ceiling and hopefully, yep, get into the loading zone. And yeah, so I'm jumping after every 3rd attack with Yoda. That's kind of important. You also saw me just like casually clipping through doors. That's the thing this run has. I did not expect to hit that loading zone so quickly either. This is kind of good so far. I missed that one early, but that's okay. I also bought a specific bounty hunter before the run, which is Forlom, and Forlom can use the droid panels as he wishes. Here's just another reason why it's so good to have both the custom character and Yoda, because you can make that jump without having to go all the way around. Let's see. The next
確かに
level we are going to...
やりたい放題やっ
It's
てる
going
の
to
だ
be a
け
bit
は
of a standard one.
なんとなく
I
わか
say
ります。
standard if you know this game. Zoom.
私も。
Door clips, and we didn't really
やり
explain
たい
it.
放題というか、
Ben, for
自由
pushing
に
me
と
off
い
the
うか。
build pile. We didn't really explain the door clips as they were happening during the sandcrawler.
これがフリープレイ
So
なんで
this
しょ
is
うか。
going to be a good time for someone who has a YouTube video with over 100,000 views to explain how exactly Yoda goes through doors.
Yes, I love talking about how broken Ghost Yoda is, and apparently a couple people like to listen to that as well. So yeah. So you've seen the door clips been used quite a bit throughout, so in the first couple levels. And the way these work, so his attacks come in sets of 3, as you can see. And to do it, you want to have the second hit be at a 45-degree angle to the door, and then within 10 frames of initiating the third attack,
武器を振り回しながらひた
face
すら
towards
進んで
the
いる
door
よう
again,
に見え
and
ま
that will
す
give Yoda enough like speed to push him through, and just get a really clean clip through.
Gone pretty well. This one is a little bit unique because I don't actually have to press anything on the D-pad for that one. That's just a funky door with funky collision. We appreciate when doors just let things happen.
Yeah, there's a very, very small gap in between the two doors, I believe, so that just lets you barely squeeze Yoda through.
That door is so funky that we can even shoot the second player through in story mode, and it just lets us hit the loading zone. And through this force field, oh, I missed a pretty standard clip, but that's okay. I ended the level anyway. So, you know, as far as marathon runs go, I'm pretty happy with that episode 4. I don't actually have to play every level because this is a free play run, and the ship levels do not have a free play mode. I am going to be quiet for this. I got Yoda RNG again. That's very nice. I'm going to be a bit quiet for this to just focus on getting the jump route. As I said, jumping is easy, the routes are not. I have a bit of a specific route in mind here. I'm just going to focus up on this bit. Feel free to talk if you would like to.
Yeah, so this is sort of similar to what we saw in the first level, where the later room is loaded within like the first room, and so laser trap's able
Oh, I missed.
to use that to jump way out of the bounds of the area and just reach one of these really these
空
much
中
later
落下
rooms
しました
and
ね、
skip
今。
basically the entire level. Unfortunately, with this level in particular, you can find yourself dropping inputs quite a lot. So we went from the like brownish area to the sky scene. So on that transition, it's very easy to
これ
drop your
銃で
inputs
すかね。銃
and
か
then
なん
just
か
come
撃ちながら
crashing straight down since you're not
私
keeping
は
up the
空
jumping
中
and
を
shooting
移動
rhythm.
してます。
Looks like they got it there. And then from there, you need to actually locate the loading trigger. And that's good. That's good. Very nice. Very
That was
nice.
kind of scary,
Oh.
but... So I skipped from the beginning of Jabba's palace to the end of the sail barge, pretty much. In the story, Jabba was alive and now he's just not, I guess, and I missed the last jump. That trick is called Hanless because we used to have a jump that skipped saving Han in the palace that was called Hanless, but then we found a much nicer one that saves even more time. So it's called Hanlessless. And this is probably the worst level to not do first, but it kind of works out that way with the route. What do I even say? Oh, yep. Okay, so I have to do a lot of management with both of the characters. There's always an AI partner following me around, but I can swap to their position if I want to. And I kind of use both Yodas to attempt to not get caught in the Sith lightning phase. And here I'm going to go for a really risky trick that should absolutely never be done in a marathon, which is why I'm doing it right now.
Ooh.
ZQ, please
That's
take it
good.
away.
Yeah, so this trick is called fanless. So you saw when they got targeted by the Emperor earlier, they got Force Lightning, which requires you to swap to another character.
I didn't even get to start it.
Uh,
So now I'm gonna be stuck for a little while, but go ahead, keep explaining.
Yeah. So it's possible to get into an attack pattern where you're able to get all of the hits you need on this phase without having the second partner. But if you fail it, like you saw there, you get stuck with the lightning and you have to go down here and build the fan.
Yeah, and it's called fanless. There are some other names that we do call it. I will avoid saying them on stream for now. I don't think it would be that. Oh,
これは
you're
ボス
there.
戦
All right,
か
this is
な
really going well.
Yeah, this level sucks. It's really bad.
That we can say safely. I did over 1,000 attempts putting this level first. I gotta say I miss doing this level first, but I did eventually get to do the 0 cycle there, which is what you would need to do in order to complete the fanless trick. But you know, on top of that trick being very silly, P2 is extremely silly in this level in particular. The AI partner in LEGO games doesn't have the best reputation of being smart. This level is, when you're speedrunning, one of the worst. Okay, you followed me.
1キャラ
Good lad.
キャラクター選択画面があるってことは
That's where I
選
wanted
べ
it to
る
be.
んだろ
Yeah, that was a
う
really good
It doesn't-
fall,
け
actually.
ど
Yeah, it doesn't usually help that I speed ahead by attacking. Oh, please get on the elevator. All right. All right. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Classic.
This is a good level.
Just
ごめんな
after
さい、
we
ス
were
ター・ウォー
praising
ズの
him.
知識があんまりなくて
That's happened so much today in practice.
ヨー
The
ダっ
funny
ぽい
thing is, I swear he was never that bad when I was doing this level first. I don't know what I'm doing differently.
One thing to note about the AI partner in this level also is that there is an
時期が
alternate
2
version
体
of
いるように見
Fanless
えます
where if you get a frame perfect,
お
like
ヨー
if
ダの
you
ヨーダ
enter like the trigger for the Emperor jumping on the same frame that he switches from like the different patterns in the lightning on the tiles, you can get the lightning to stay on some of the tiles and it automatically damages him.
Okay.
And because it's a little bit faster, the AI partner is actually in a significantly better position for the movement over to the other side. So
Yeah, that
on
actually
top-
only works though if you do the fanless.
ラッシー
jump
ハウス
first
で
of
しょう
all,
か
which isn't easy to
Yeah.
make.
yeah,
It's a bit of a trick jump.
ライト
Not
セ
that I
ーバー
like
を振り
talking
回
about
し
trick
ながら
jumping. It's a bit of a
縦横
trick
無尽
jump
に
though.
駆け抜けていっていますね
also this level is really cool.
This is
So-
probably my favorite. It's got a cool trick here if you want to explain it.
Yeah, so they're going to swap to a droid, and they're going to use the self-destruct extra on the same frame
Did I not get
that
it?
that they switch their character, and basically that allows them to fall through this platform and skip a pretty significant part of the level.
I don't know why that didn't actually skip through the death barrier at first, but yeah, it stores kind of the death iframes. You can't skip through the death barrier with regular iframes, but if you store dead iframes, I guess, on the same frame, I don't even know.
Just
I would
mage
like
car
to give
magic.
a huge, yeah, I would like to give a huge shout out to Lord Magecar who finds all of these things. He doesn't speedrun this game; he glitch hunts. Glitch hunters are a hugely underrepresented part of the speedrun community, I feel, and they deserve a lot more love than they get. So thank you so much, Magecar, for your work in this game.
Dude, big up mage car.
Yeah, this run would be nothing like it is right now without Magecar.
Magecar found a consistent way for door clips in the first place, and you know this run was already pretty cool with Yoda stuff, but Magecar helped it actually flow well.
So right here, you're going to see the only other example of a detonator clip. We used to do 3, but because of this route, we now do 2. And it's
What's the other one? Oh, in the first level, yeah.
yeah. And it's not as bad as the detonator clip to clip out of bounds in my opinion, but it's still heavily RNG based. Wow.
Yo,
Oh my
such
God.
good death luck this run. Straight
That-
through the door.
God gamer right
Oh,
here.
you know
Oh my
what?
god.
I'm not gonna PB, so
近
why
代
don't we
的
show
な
off something
近
really
代的
funny here?
近未来的な建物が
I want to try and show off this silly trick. Does
This
it not
is
work with foot? I
one or
メニュー
two
操作して
frames?
ますね
Okay, maybe. It's
Yeah.
frame perfect with like a frame roll in there. There we
Oh.
go. All right, so what on earth was that, you may wonder? Let's go through the door. That's what that did. That is a trick that we use in any percent runs in order to skip the long Vader fight section entirely. It saves like 3 or 4 minutes
Are
in
it- are it?
story mode run. And here I'm just going to casually jump
あれ
and eventually fall into the
か
end
いつの間にか
of the
すり
level.
抜けて夕焼け空を飛んでる。
Yeah, the way that trick works is by shooting on like one of the last frames before you
こ
hit
れ
the
は心
ground.
眼ですか。
It basically clips you in ever so slightly into the floor, which loads another room, which means that the room you are in at the moment, after doing a character swap, isn't like properly loaded in, and like all the collision doesn't want to be there, including the door that you need to get through, so you can just run through the door. I think that's how it works.
Yeah,
At least.
there's
Something like that.
yeah. If you improperly load another room, which you have seen with infinite jumps, but this kind of tech doesn't appear with those. But if you improperly load a room and you character swap while in that other room and then return to the original room, it's got some like unloaded states. Like the door was completely deloaded collision-wise. Oh, I wanted to make that over without a character make it over that without a character swap, but I'll play it safe this time.
Yeah, you can get very, very far with Yoda. So when he does his basic attacks, he's basically just considered to still be grounded, so he can still do his single jump and double jump out of his attacks, even if he is very clearly in the air and should not be doing a single jump. So yeah, we're able to use that combined with 1 or 2 of our Yoda attacks to get really far across various gaps. We can also use that to help our vertical height gain as well, just a little bit. But yeah, mostly it's for these like triple jumps and quad jumps are mostly for crossing big horizontal distances like this.
Yeah, he's a little bit cheeky as Yoda. He thinks he can jump more than the average person, and he's right, you know. So I won't assume that everyone knows everything about Lego Star Wars either. So just to explain a little bit, double jumps are an intended mechanic of the game that is most commonly seen for every Jedi or Sith. That means you can jump once from the ground and then jump in the air again. But you can use the height from Yoda's attacks and jump out of that twice as well. And this is the new and probably not improved heater skip, so let's see how this goes. Not well so far. Yeah, alright.
So what they're trying to do here is it's kind of similar to the droid it's kind of similar to the droid self-destruct trick where you need to do a Jedi slam. So when you jump, very nice job. When you jump in the air and you press lightsaber, you do a different type of attack called the Jedi slam. And if you swap your character on the same frame that you perform that slam, you get a little bit of like height stored. So when you swap back to that character, your character actually pops up a little bit. And you can use that to clip out of bounds and get over the wall.
Alright, so that was ice clip. It's actually not a standard door clip because there's a barrier of ice in the way of the door. It's been giving me trouble today, which it doesn't always do, but at least I was able to show it off in the end. This is a really, really rough level with all of the stuff that it has now.
If it wasn't the hardest level, like, or Yoda movement level before,
解
like
説
it
と言
definitely
い
is
ます
now.
か、お話し
Yeah,
相手と言い
especially
ま
with
す
the
か、
added
来て
heater
くだ
skip
さ
in
い
the
ま
first room,
来てください
which
ました。
skips
みけくんさん
using
で
the
す。
heater to melt that particular ice barrier. So what we're basically saying is this level actually
はい
has no,
お話入って
no more
来ました
barriers that you cannot bypass, which is pretty
大丈夫
cool.
ですか
That was a nice
ごめん
swing,
な
please.
さい。スター・ウォーズ
Yeah,
の
that
知
door
識
clip
が
is
な
a
いば
really
かりに。
strange angle, and it makes it a lot
スター・ウォー
harder.
ズそうですねこう
The
There are
first
things
time.
that
エピソード多分これエピソード1から6のね再現といいますか
and like having less space to clip with.
純不動でやってると思うんけどまあ画面見てもよくわからないですね
To do it if you get the right inputs.
ありがとうございます。
If you don't have as much space, you're going to have a smaller.
でさっき
frame
からずっ
window.
と多分操作してるのはマスターヨーダだと思います
Oh, I picked Yoda.
まあ、体小さいんで
This
ね。
is not really a good Yoda level, so I'm actually going to exit out and pick a custom character. This is
Yeah,
a unique custom character level because there's not a
で、
crazy
攻略サイトを見てると、エピソード1から6までなんか全部
and I
それ
actually
ぞれ
really
チャプ
enjoy
ターが6
this
個ぐらいあっ
kind of
て、
change of
一
pace
個
in
一
the
個
middle of the run here.
攻略していく感じです
Yeah,
か
it's
ね。
just
こ
a
れ
very
は
vertical level. So
なんだ、
rather than having to use
腕が
full
4本あるから
speed,
多分
you
グ
can
リー
just,
バス将軍
you
だと
know,
思うんですけ
jump
ど
up and then just shoot, which has the same impact as like doing all fancy Yoda movement to climb up there and
グリーバス将軍はエピソード1に出てきた全身
shooting in the air. Does all we need to do
機
really.
械といいますか、機械の4つ、4本の腕がある、
General Grievous here.
まあ、敵キャラクターなんですけど、まあ、見ての通りライトセーバー4本使ってコールしてくるんで、なかなかの強敵ですね。
So, lightsaber bosses
た
in
だ
this
戦
game
っ
are actually
た場所ここだったかどうかはちょっと覚えてない。
especially compared with the more commonly known PC and console version of this game.
ステージクリアですか
You
ね。
can't just cheese them, except if you're in
これも
free
倒したん
play
ですか
and you
ね。
have a bounty hunter, which it should always give you one if you have
3番
any
の
of them
扉の
unlocked.
中に入って
You can just throw their detonators at the bosses over and over, and that'll do
アクションの撮影が難しすぎると理由で
And
描
a
写
little
された
bit
か
about
わいそう。
free play. You
まあ
are
難しいでしょうね。だって上4本あるんで、それね、それ専用の
have this character manipulation.
縦のアクションが必要になってくるん
And you
で、
can also turn on any extras. And extras are sort of bonus things that you have to buy in the game. But since we're playing on any file, and this game actually has a really handy debug menu that keeps the game relatively normal, we can just turn on all
グ
extras.
リ
from
ー
the
バス
debug
将
menu
軍出て
that's allowed.
エピソード1だと思うんけどね、
So
なん
One
か
of the
shouts
extras
to
攻略サイト
yeah, shouts
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
this level as well.
Oops.
We're just
名前が出て
casually
きてない。
glossing over the fact that
う
they
ー
are
ん。
just
Oh yeah.
yodering all over
Yeah,
nothing.
that's a thing.
Yeah, Kashyyyk is definitely one of my favorite levels, partially because of these invisible bridges. The collision for the bridges is there even before you've like knocked them down, and so we're able to just go around the side as Yoda and just walk over them. Easy as that. I say easy as that like the like it doesn't troll half
想
the
像
time.
しただけで
with
大
little
変
fences,
そ
but
う
yeah.
な。
And then this
Yeah, the
invisible.
fences are annoying. And
Then-
nice jump.
Yeah, so there's if you go too high there, there's an invisible wall stopping you. But obviously, if you go too
この
low,
ヨダずっと飛んでますよ
you're
ね。
not going to get enough height. So they need to get a good mix of height and not going too high in order to get over that barrier there and save all the time from that.
That is a
スタ
lot.
ー・ウォーズのゲーム、リストリームでも何回か
Yeah, you have to
あ
do
の
two
流してるんですけど、だいたい
height
壁を抜けてるか、 空を飛んでるか、
partway up that you have to get under.
宙に浮いて移動してるか、
They just didn't account for Yoda being Yoda, which is funny because
どれかが当てはまるんですよね。こう、まっとうに攻略してる
This level looks basically the same if you're
スター・ウォー
playing
ズ
story mode. So it's what
の
it's
RTA あんま見たことがない。
by far the best level in story mode.
Yeah,
And then
although-
in
大体
this
ちょ
category, it's
ちょ
pretty damn good as
と
well.
悪いことをしている感じですかね。
ちょっとですか、ちょっとに見えないですよね。僕はちょっとには見えないんですよね、これ。
ちょっとじゃなかったか。
ね、なんか、フォースの力、まあ、スター・ウォーズって要は、フォースっていうね、いい方向にも悪い方向にも使える、まあ、超能力をですね、うまいこと
switched to custom character earlier than that.
使って話が進んでいくんですけ
Yeah,
ど、
that's one of the reasons why why Ghost Yoda
まあ、これで悪いことできるかって言われると、実は原作の
This is my least favorite jump.
フォースの設定を考えると、こんな悪いことできるはずがないんですけどね。
あれ
本当はでき、
また
できないんですよ。
またすり抜けてる。
Transition there can also drop your input, and then getting into the actual loading zone is very
壁すり抜けるとか、フォースではできないんですよ。本当はね。
どこ行くねー。
That loading zone is really small, and you're really
どこ行く
high up,
ね
so you have to basically judge where custom character is going to land and
Where
help you
the
correct.
heck did I just go?
ー。マップの上。飛んでる。
Also, there's an improper load which can drop your input, so
Phew.
this skip has everything.
It really does.
何か基地みたいなところですかね、こ
At
こは。
least
これ
it's done now,
こ
right?
れちょっとエピソードいくつなのかが分からないと、どこなんか忘れちゃった。僕もそんなにがっつり映画見てるわけじゃないので。
And now we have
5
the
番の扉に
level of
入
top
っていき
10
ました。
anime betrayals. That's been my split name for some 5 years, I think.
ライトセーバーがあれば壁抜けられるんだ。
と思うじゃないですか。ライトセーバーにそんな力はないんですよ。
I haven't been going for this
違うんですよ。
but I'm gonna try
この持
some
ち主の持つフォースの
This movement tech is really
まあ
cool.
力に反応し
So
て
far, I've only found it
ビーム上
to
の
mess me up.
剣を出してだけなんで
Let's- oh, yeah.
壁抜けをまあやるとしたらそうですね
What I'm trying
壁を
to
無
do
理や
is
り
use
ほ
the
じくっ
force in
て
the middle of my attack
外に
to
出るとかですかね。
to jump. So ideally I would get a 38 on the countdown timer there. But I got a 37. It's still better than a 36, but you should kind of just be getting 38.
Yeah, the
It's
reason we
because I went
jump
for the new movement.
この力は承知なんかこれあれからエピソード3のアナキン戦ですね。まあここで戦ってんの本当はオビワンのはずなんですけど
and just conserve our momentum a little bit.
マスターヨーダが戦って
And
ますね。
so by forcing it, it's just a little bit less time spent not doing our attacks. So in theory, it's faster in these places, but in practice, maybe not just yet.
血のりを得たぞ。
Maybe not just yet is right. However, there is a really cool task being made. Shoutouts to Mage Car once again, and the
これでもう多分エピソード3が終わったん
for
じゃないですかね。
our later DS games, that is Nuxmaster, who was
まあ
actually
ここで
my
戦
original
っ
competition.
たアナキンが、エピソード4、5、6でね、
And
出てくるわけで
this
す。
was the original level that had a big infinite jump skip. It's a little bit different now. We used to call it It's Raining Men because
エ
this
ピ
is
ソー
a
ド
real
1から
level.
3はア
Now
ナ
it's
キ
called
ン
Premium
が
Men
ジェダイ
because
になるまで
this is
と
a jump
ジェダイになってか
that
ら
lives
闇落ち
forever.
するまで
Corner who found it
闇落ちして敵のね幹部に
also
なる
be
ところ
like
まで
Arc
が
System references.
描かれててで4から6ですね。4から6ではこのアナキンの子供のルークっていうねルーク・スカイウォーカ
Yeah, it's
This
just
ーを
landing
主
this
人
one
公
isn't
と
too
して、
hard.
まあ、お父さんと戦うっていうお話なんですね。
That one has a pretty big loading zone to drop into.
で前編通してラスボスは変わってなくてシーブ・パルパティンダース・シディアスですね。
And keep my jump.
Yeah, you might be
And
thinking,
hopefully-
streamer, why don't you just go through normally? This is
なんか
the
さっき
next room.
ね、
Well,
手から
by going through
電
this
気みたいな
way,
のビリビリ
the
出して
room
た
isn't loaded properly,
あの人
and
が
that means the floor
ラスボ
isn't
スなん
there.
ですけど
And that means Django Fett
エ
just
ピソー
falls
ド
through the floor.
1、まあ、1から実はあの人も出てたんですけど1の時点ではうまいこと正体隠してて
To
わかんないんです
はい
よ。
also died.
で2あたりから徐々にこうなんか怪しいゴチをし始めてもう3で正体を表してる。 でそのパルパティーンねパルパティーンさんにこう騙されてアナキンは闇落ちしちゃうんです。
Force cancels down that
で
first
それがエピソード3までの話です。
Yeah, that was pretty clean, I can't lie.
This is kind of a trolley level. Let's see. There's a new reason for it to troll you as well, and that is a new one. I will admit, not being allowed
結
to
構
stand
わ
on
かり
those
やすい
fans on the
概要が。
Yeah, that was interesting.
But this room in
ありがとうござい
particular,
そうですねお話した通りですね。
little Timmy from Super Mario Maker 1, specifically 1, I would say. All right,
Did
the
he?
AI partner did not switch to Yoda at least, but
ま
now
あ地の利
on him getting
地の利を得たという
that
か
was pretty decent.
結構アナキンエピソード3の最後の局面でアナキンに結構有利な状態で元師匠と戦うんですけどちょっとねやらかしちゃって
So that means I'm probably not going to go for the
負けちゃうんですよね。まあそのせいでまあ闇落ちしたわけじゃないんですけどまあ元から闇落ちはしてるんですけどさらにこうね色が濃くなってしまったと。
that's echo base, just if you're unaware.
Yeah, yeah. What we call teeter skip. You can
ライトセー
do
バー
the
で
slam
縦横
sword
無
similar
尽
to
に
that one to clip through the ceiling up here, above that door. But this one is a lot
でエ
harder
ピ
to
ソード
do.
4からですかねダース・ベイダーはね聞いたことあるんじゃないですかシレイさんも。
あ、ありますあります。
ありますよね。なんかこうお面かぶった黒い格好した
Now's a good time for a brief announcement.
Yes,
お
actually, we are going to
お
Jedi
っちゃんい
battle,
ると
which
思うんで
is
すけど、
really
あの人が、まあ、エ
important
ピソード
to
3で
so
負け
you
ちゃ
will
っ
have
た
a good
アナ
time.
キンさん、アナキン・スカイウォーカーの
Well,
闇
I
落ち
just
した
wanted to say
姿。
we do have a couple
これ、
donation incentives open for running a few hours for Fire Emblem Three Houses. We have a bid war to choose the gender of the main character.
で、ダース・ベイダーは、
Male and
今度
female.
は息子のね、ルーク・ス
And
カイウォーカ
as
ーも
well, you can name the character for or the main character
殺しにかかってくるんだけ
for
ど、
Fire Emblem. 8 character max.
まあ、エピ
So
ソード
for each
5でね、
either
有
of
名
those,
なセリフ、
please,
I am your
your
father。
donations in
嘘だー
Don't forget, before that, we also have the
まあ、見てないとわかんないネタですけども
Titanfall to voice act the cutscene.
まあ、4ではなんかダース・ベイダーっていうやつがいるらしいぞっていうところで話が進んでいくんですけど、エピソード5では息子のルークに対して実は
Yeah, make
私はお前の父なんだ
donations in chat.
カミングアウト
Fire
するん
Emblem
です。
Three Houses, banger game.
はい。
So yeah, make sure you do
Tim,
that.
you're a bit of an RPG speedrunner too, so of course you'll be sticking up for.
で、まあ、宿敵ダース・ベイダーと思ってた相手がまさか自分の
And,
パパだったと
Frodo on it.
わかる衝撃のシーンですね。
Very,
まあ
very
その上
cool
で
as well.
ルーク君は一回ショック受けるんですけど、
I
まあ、
will
そ
explain a
の
little
ね
bit
ショック
about
乗り越え
this.
て
This is-
6では
this level is one
エピソード
room long,
6で
but
は
also by far the
もう
longest
最終的に
level
お父さんを倒すと
and
いう流れになってま
might
す。
tell you right off the bat that it's kind of not that interesting. It's kind of just go from point A to point
で
B.
もしスター・ウォーズの映画をね見たいっていう場合はエピソード
and a half. That kind of
エ
level.
ピソード僕はエピソード4から
Enemies
見てほしいなって思うんですけど、人によ
はい
っては、まあ、時系列順の1から見てるっていう人もいますね。
But it's lovingly known as the Matrix glitch.
ただまあチャット欄で書かれてるみたいに1から見ると、
That one is
まあ、1の方123の方がね後で作られてるんで、CG の技術がすごいんですよ1から3は。で4からはもう本当に古臭いこう昔の映画って感じの表現になってくるんで、ちょっとこう落差というか激しいので。
Yeah, we've been seeing lots of animation cancels upon grabbing levers. So yeah,
個人的にはね、やっ
takes
ぱ
the animation naturally by character.
実際に映画が公開された順番で見る
AI
と、
partner doesn't want to go to the other
なんか
lever,
映画
which
公開された
is
順番だ
sometimes
と
less
まだ
convenient in this
普
level.
通になんだ
So we
ろ
want to try and
は
just
い。
pick and choose when it's better to
う
animate.
帝国っていう悪いやつらがいて、
Not
ジェダイ
cancel
って
them,
いう
let Vader
組
do
織
that
があ
for
っ
us.
て、
Just for the end of this,
で帝国の悪いやつで、ね、暗黒面に落ちた皇帝とダース・ベイダー、それを倒す。で、実はそれぞれの正体は何だったっていうのが分かる、まあ、スペースオペラじゃないですけど、まあ、そういうなんかファンタジー作品とものとしてまず見れるんですけど、1から3を見ると、こうジェダイ小理解のいいとことか悪いところとか、そういった深いところも含めて、後で確認ができるみたいなね、こともできるんで、456は普通にアクションとして楽しんだ上で、1から3でアナキン、まあ、ダース・ベイダーの過去ですね、どういうものだったか、ジェダイっていう組織がどういうものなのか、ジェダイオーダーっていうか、どういうものなのかっていうのを見ていって、アナキンが闇落ちしていく過程をね、楽しむっていう流れは僕は、ね、お勧めしたいかなと。
Yeah, no, it's really helpful. It's really helpful, but it never will be again.
All right, here's another boss. Oh, I was too quick on that one, I guess. We want to kind of just stun lock Dooku. He goes through a couple different phases.
まあ原作の話をねしちゃいましたけど、ゲーム画面だとこれ今何が映ってるんですかね。
なんかドラム缶のようなものが投げ飛ばされてるように見えますけど。
ああ、多分これエピソード5かどうなんだろう。ドラム缶というか、こう物を飛ばすこと自体はフォースの力としてはできるので。
Although I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it as like your
ドゥーク伯爵戦
you just end by throwing detonators at a boss and over a certain rhythm over and over.
一瞬離席します。
It is pretty
Cool.
important to get your position right.
Or you can be cool and use Dooku locks on him.
まあ、エピソード1って見えたな。ちょっ
Save like
とエピ
one
ソード
frame
1って見えた
occasionally.
ので、
It's true. And to end off the
ワン
round
を
of
やるのかなと。
style, we are going to the beginning of time with negotiations level 1-1. Pretty simple level. I actually don't have too much to say about the beginning. I'm choosing not to go for force cancels again. I guess these doors can be kind of funky, and the next one will be too.
Yeah, this level is a really good starting point for marathons usually.
あ、なんかこのバリア張ってるドロイドもいましたね、
To
ワンに。
Yoda clips and to Yoda movement, but with these
戻りました。
silly years, I guess.
あ、おかえりなさい。
Yeah. Now it's
Yeah, I
relegated
just wanted
to
to show this off. I don't know if this will be like definitively what I do for marathons.
多分、
フェンスの上を越えている。
そう。
Showing and just
フェンスの上を越えてる。多分、エピソード1だと思うんですけど、
while also not
わかりません。
So there have been a ton of mistakes, but like this is one of those speedruns where it's kind of really hard to not notice the mistakes as you're playing. Like you drop any single Yoda attack and you feel it's suddenly a little bit slower than before, and it's like, oh, I want to keep going. All right, so one important thing for this level, on the old route when I had all characters unlocked, I could consistently get a grapple character in the slot 8, the final slot. And that was really useful for me because it meant that I could just use the L and R bumpers to
綺麗なお屋
switch
敷、
characters really easily
お
between
花も
8
伝
and
まっ
1.
て。
But now I have to use the touch screen so that I don't, cycle through too many. Whenever I swap characters, there is a little bit of lag, so I don't want to swap twice if I can avoid that. But otherwise, this is what I actually would consider the easiest level in the run. Especially because you don't have to do this clip, but Zelda Cube just convinced me
お屋
that I
敷と
do
いう
have
か
to do
これ
this
はお
clip,
城ですかね。
and that is why I don't usually. It is actually quite simple, but I'm still
多分そう。
learning that one on the fly, basically.
多分お城。
Other than that, this is going to be another good chance for our host to just briefly take over before the end of the run. If they would like to say anything. Nice easy clip there. That one's not too tricky at all. And there is one clip in this level that you should do as a beginner, but it is the most basic clip that you can do because you've got plenty of space, and it's a very simple, just going straight up clip.
I'm gonna be honest, I missed that entirely because I've just been sitting here entranced by the run the whole time.
I am glad to hear that anyway. If you'd like to share something, go ahead anyway.
Oh, I just want to say, we do have a $25 donation here from Jason. I mentioned it was cold earlier. We're getting into fall. If you're cold, a hot idea is to make yourself a hot Dr. Pepper.
待った。ちょっとね、
I
何や
don't
ってか
know
わ
how
か
I
ん
feel
ないっ
about
す。
that one, but that's a thought. But thank you very much for the donation. We appreciate that.
これ原作のどのシーンなんでしょうね。
Boil a fizzy drink. Does it get rid of the fizz? Because I can't drink fizzy drinks.
I don't think I'll ever be finding that one out. I can't lie.
I've learned over the years, never ask a question you don't want answered. I think that's one of them.
Yeah, that is one mystery I will not be uncovering anytime soon, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it.
Oh, this
Okay,
might be the hardest
so-
art clip in the run.
Yeah. In contrast to the last level.
これお花ですか
I
ね。
set up it all here.
なんか爆発してるん
So
で
this
す
is
か。
at a funky angle and
まあ、お花が爆発するのはね、
and
まあ、
I'm trying to take it too quickly, so I'm gonna
どうなんでしょうね。
there we go.
Nice. Yeah, this level's kind of interesting because there's three main Yoda clips you do. The first one is just straightforward, just a straightforward. You've got a lot of space for it. Second one is at a bit of a weird angle, but you've got a lot of space for it. And then there's just
何かを6
that
体
clip from
There is
hell.
indeed just that.
Yeah.
All my homies hate that clip.
6人
Whoops.
ですかね。
Wasn't ready for that. Gonna take a
6人何かする。
throw a bomb at that battle droid to take him out. The end room here is pretty cool. I find
Ah.
it harder to
6人抽
救出
出してる。
when I again don't have my grapple
Oh.
controller in slot 8. But it's another like kind of unique room where you kind of just show off Yoda movement in a slightly different way to
二人
go
救
up
出し
and
ました
down a
ね。
lot of times.
こんなシーンあったっけ
take out
あ
the
っ
battle
たっ
droids
け
and free the royal guards and get out of here. Pretty much.
議会が襲撃されるシーンで警備を助けます的になった。
Six guards because even though it's to open this door,
もしここがナブーなんだとしたら、この後ダースモール戦があるは
like
ず
actually
なんで
going
すけ
through
ど、
the ends level, it's just having it be fully open. So clipping through doesn't really do anything.
They really tried hard to stop you from getting through that door
Oh, bang.
also, but you can clip through it with the bomb method. And now this is actually going to be the last level of the run, so I hope you have enjoyed.
お、ダースモールかこ
Let's
れ。
talk a little bit about this mall. Oh, that was way too early.
顔赤いからダースモールっぽいな。
Yeah, I like to get it. I like to get it so that I can kind of take out the battle droids with
追いかけ
one bomb each.
あ、
So there is meant to be a pit there, but the bombs can actually bounce up from the fake pit, I guess, and damage Maul. You have to end that fight on a normal hit though by forcing the canister back at him, because if you gain too many hearts, or if you damage him 3 times the other way and then do that,
ねえ、ここ本当はダースモールと追いかけっこしてるのはクワイガンとオビワン
On his
の2人と、あと
like
は
the
アナ
hearts
キ
on
ン、
screen, but it is damaging
青
him.
年時代のアナキンなんですけど、
I
Oh my
just
god,
made
that
that with a
works?
triple jump by accident.
なぜかマスターヨダが追っかけてると。
Wow. That
You're
is
meant to
wild.
do 2.
ああ、ありましたね、ありましたね、これ。
Yeah, a little thing about character swaps. You can
通
get
ったら
like, a very
危なさ
small
そう
amount
な
of, extra
壁。
height and distance
そうですね、
that you
だから
can
ここ
let
本
out
当
for
は通れないはずなんで、これが開けたら
the full extent of
通
that.
通れるようになって、で、まあ、1対1で分断されるんですけど、原作では。分断されて、で、クワイガンとダースモールが一騎打ちをするシーンを眺めてるっていうね。
Oh, and time will be in less than 30 seconds, I think.
でオビワンは助けに入りたかったんですけど、さっきの赤い壁があるせいで通れなくって、早くってこうなってるんですけど、
I am pretty content with how this run went. It showed off the category pretty
も
beautifully.
うやっ
ぬるっ
と
と突破していきましたね。
そうですね。
あ、タイマーストップ
あ終わった
です。GG です。41分30秒です。
GG, well
はい
done.
お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様でした。
さっきのね、赤い壁が開いて通れるようになる頃には、マスターのクワイガンがやられてしまうっていうね、衝撃のシーンがあったりするんで、まだ見たことない人は見てください。
はい。
This is a
池くん
really
さん、ありがとうございました。
もうこれ何も解説してませんでしたけど、
This one
まあ、こんなんでよかったらね、ガヤで入りますんで。
So now I have to kind of master it all over again
あ
because
り
of
がとうございます。
はい。
movements. This is one of those games though that you can kind
ちょう
of
どう
just
ち。
keep chasing the time down if you find new discoveries or not because you can always
なん
kind
か
of
映像止まってます
your-
か、これ。
especially your Yoda movement.
あ、
Thank you
本当
for
だ。
watching. I
でも音声は、
really appreciate you being
届きました。
here and donating to a pressingly or an increasingly needed cause. You are all wonderful. Shout outs to the people commentating.
これは特にビット王はなかったはずなので、このまんま終わるんじゃないかなとは思うんですけど、
はい。
はい。
really strong any percent runner of this game and have a great rest of the marathon. I will be
まあちょっとね、
actively
スター・ウォーズの原作の話ばっかりしちゃって、ちょっと申し訳ないなと思うんですけど、
Before we
この
head
ゲーム
out,
なかなか結構、まあ、無理やり再現はしてるにしても、
I am
割と要所要所
twitch.tv/
ゲームとして落とし込めてる感じはあるんで、
and I am on YouTube, not usually
はい。
uploading speedruns.
まあ時間がない人のは、このゲームやってみて、 ター・ウォーズ面白そうってなったら映画を見るっていう流れが多分いいんじゃないかなと思いますね。で、映画を見る順番はエピソード4からお願いします。これはまあいろいろ言われてますけど、4がいいって、4から見るのがいいっていう人と、1から見るのがいいっていう人、あったりいたりするんで、
はい。
うん。
Yeah, just
まあ
follow
極
these directions
論
instead of me. They deserve it.
見たい順番で見ればいいんですけど、私としては4から見てほしいなと思います。
And he runs Super Mario 3D Land, and he is chasing his first world record in Mario Kart Wii. Forever in second place, though.
7から9は
He also
興味があ
has
ったら
crazy world records in this game, so that's cool.
見てください。
Alright. Thank you very much, ladies.
クローンウォーズから見ても多分問題はないですね。一応ないっちゃない。
Please stick around for another wonderful run.
まだ大丈夫で、まだお話の内容を理解できるかなと思います。この後、まあ、クローンの襲撃とかあの辺ね、見てもらえればいいかな。
とい
ただちょっと、
うことで、
はい、どうぞ。
ごめんなさい。ということで、レゴスター・ウォーズ・コンプリート・サーガでした。池くんさん、ありがとうございました。
はい、ありがとうございました。
それでは次のタイトルの準備に入りますので、一旦失礼いたします。